The Bungalow Blitz Network presents the Play to Win Fantasy Football Podcast with your host, Dan and Zach Lind.
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
And it's that time of the year, baby. Playoff football time. My name is Dan. I'm your host, and my co-host here, Zach,
I am currently dead inside.
is currently dead inside. And that is because, you know, he's hosted this league. He puts it together for us all. He works really hard, gathering new ideas and things to do. It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
I've seen the blood, sweat, and tears he puts in, but he just, quite frankly, isn't very good. And
I come here for this. I come here to be subjected to this.
I just calling it how I see it. I speaking the truth.
Oh no.
You know,
I won't allow. Oh my!
I
am gonna remove you from the league live on the show.
Hey, I've already been the champion. I was the inaugural champion. I have hoisted the trophy, something that you haven't done.
No, I've
And-
delivered the trophy
and just
several times.
Once I want you to feel that, and maybe you will. You keep trying, okay? You keep trying.
Oh my! You better watch out next year. You better watch out next year.
Anyways, all jokes aside, listen, to be honest, we didn't prep at all for this show tonight. We're kind of doing a little bit different, doing right off the rip, little freestyle action. But first and foremost, for the top 6 teams that battled it out all year, there were some crazy weeks of fantasy football. We want to give you a round of applause and just say congratulations. And keep battling because, it's playoff time. So let's take a look at who made it, and then we'll dive into some matchups. And maybe at the end, if there's time, we'll talk about the toilet bowl. I don't know.
Yeah, we should.
If those guys are even paying attention anymore.
Well,
but it's losing
some
mentality.
of us are. Some of us are.
Anyways, number 6 and the final playoff spot is Successful Man, coming in with a record of 8-6. Now, interesting run for Successful Man here. Last 6 weeks have been quite the roller coaster ride. Experienced some injuries with Justin Jefferson going down. Justin Herbert is now out for the rest of the year. And he lost 5 of his last 6. He was the front runner, the favorite at the time.
5 of his last 6 games.
Lost 5 of his last 6. Granted, there was one in there where I know I only beat him by less than a point. So it's not like he was out of a lot of those, but anyways, a loss is a loss. And that first round bye evaded him after what looked like was a sure thing. But tell me, is he your guy? Is this who you're picking?
I told you before the show, I think that Successful Man will be successful this year. This is the team I want going into the playoffs. I would put, if we can come up with a bet that we can pay out on the show, a metaphorical bet, a gentleman's agreement, I would put it on Successful Man because I think 0 RB. I think this is what we should have all done. I stand by it. I've been saying it since the night of the draft. I think. Let me put it this way: Who's your 101 running back if you're going to draft a running back?
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, and you know who has Christian McCaffrey in our league? The worst team in the league.
And I can
Chicago Bears.
I can confirm
team.
that
It
is the worst team.
It did not work out. The second and third round wide receivers did not work out. It was and these guys, J.K. Dobbins went down early. Alexander Madison was a complete bust. There are these guys from out of nowhere that just became like absolute monsters. Even with drafting Najee Harris, right? He's not even on in his starting lineup. I'm looking at James Conner as his flex too, as his second flex, and I want that team compared to let me run some flex 2, the second flex spot in our league.
Run for the playoff.
Let me run some guys. Playoff teams. Okay. I'm gonna go to you last because I know what you're gonna say. Sam Laporta, tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. you're not going to count on a tight end. He is averaging 11 points a game. I didn't see that before
Yeah.
I brought this point up. Let's move on.
Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite you. Because James Conner's only averaging 10.9.
Well, we got David and Joko.
I think case closed.
We got
Case
tight ends
closed.
going. We got tight ends. We got Damian Pierce. He's not even the starter anymore. Okay, that's your ad here's flex too. And we got Jake Ferguson. Who's Jake Ferguson play for? You know?
The Cowboys.
Oh, okay. So you know
they
him,
look
but whatever.
decent lately.
And he's a good tight end. He's a
let
good
me-
tight end, but you don't.
Hold on here. I'm gonna fight back on this because he just proved his point. James Conner's averaging less than 11 points.
He's
Sam
been
Laporta's,
hurt.
I
He's
don't
been
care.
hurt.
All right, whatever. Fine.
If you look at games where he's been solid, he's got 9.5, 16.6,
But that's-
18.6,
That's the guy.
and then he had 2 bad weeks.
You don't think Justin Jefferson's stock has decreased a little bit?
I don't know.
I mean, the Vikings beat the Raiders 3-0. They scored. They scored less.
I know.
The Bears
maybe-
beat them 12-10. Do you think that?
Maybe I'm out of date. Maybe I haven't been paying attention since my league went into the pooper. But
I just think that this whole I'm scared. I want this team because of James Connors in my second flex. It's a lot.
I'm locked and loaded on
I
James
think that
Conner.
you've been traumatized by this season
Well,
of
I have,
fantasy
yeah, that's
football.
true.
I mean, Tajay Spears is your RB2.
You gotta
He's
bring
your
that up.
RB2.
He's my RB2.
I
but,
mean,
but
hold on. Hey, everybody listening.
Hello?
This guy, I'm worried about your health.
it's so bad, dude.
You're broken.
It's so bad.
You're
so
broken. And so, but I can respect successful man. I think his team is dangerous,
think
and
it's a good
anything can
team.
happen in the playoffs.
I think it's.
I think he can make a run. I don't want to face him in the championship. I can tell you that.
Oh, okay, Mr.
But on the other side,
yeah.
you know, all right, we'll get into it as we look
No,
at
no,
these
no, you're good.
matchups. But that's Zach's pick, and
Yep.
that's the 6th seed here.
Yep.
Number 5 is Super Youper.
Yep.
The newcomer this year into our league. He was feisty. He stayed around. He had a tough start. Ended up winning some games, made some trades.
Yeah.
And he's in the playoffs.
made a lot of trade offers.
Made a lot of trade
Yep.
offers, and that just goes to show you, the type of manager he is.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got to be that way if you want to win. So, let's see what he does.
Who's in the 4th spot? We got Tyson Chicken.
Tyson Chicken, the defending champion. Will he continue to defend the crown? I think you have something to say about this.
Well, you put in the show notes because we did a little preparation. We lied before,
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. We put in the show notes here. You put in the show notes that I was talking trash about him a few weeks back.
You were.
Well, I
You
wasn't.
recall.
I was saying. I said his team was imploding, and I stand by that wholeheartedly. I think Sam. I'm sorry. Okay, I think you earned it last year. This year, I don't think you got a shot. I think Josh Allen is putting up. Well, I actually like Josh Allen for fantasy, but he's putting up interception after interception.
Got a tough matchup this week with Dallas too.
Yep, you got Austin Eckler splitting carries.
Which
You
is
got-
crazy.
You got, Garrett Wilson, like guy not even good enough to be on my team.
Yeah.
Still a mistake of a trade, probably, but still, like and you got another. Who's that in flex number 2? Flex spot number 2. Another
David
tight
Njoku.
end. Another tight end. It doesn't matter their name. They're a tight end. Enough said.
You're really harping on the tight ends. I honestly think
Well, there's a
end.
reason we don't have them in our league.
Well, tight end play this year has been a little bit better. I think that they've been.
Absolutely
Zach, you
not.
you have the second worst record in the league. You're in the toilet bowl playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm in other leagues
You have
where
Tajay Spears
in a-
as your second running back. I mean,
it's so bad. I don't.
are you
wanna
really
talk
harping
about-
on
I'm
teams
just-
here who
I'm
have
trying-
a tight end?
I'm trying to make a point for the
I-
sake of the podcast, but I am broken inside.
I-
I don't care.
Listen, if you want to hear some rationale behind this in the 12-team league, I'll give it to you. He's broken. The reason why we're seeing some more tight ends
Yeah.
is that if you pay attention to what's going on in the National Football League,
Yeah.
you can see that teams are limping into the playoffs.
Yeah.
There's injury after injury. I don't think it's irrational, unrealistic to play some of these tight
No,
ends. in a
totally,
flex
totally.
spot.
but I would rather have like a
James Conner.
James Conner type,
Sure. I can see that. A lot of volume, right? Sure.
or a Chuba Hubbard. Oh, Swag just totally out of the blue. Swagmaster's got Ty Chandler. In
Like
his,
typically
flex.
in one of my flexes, I have Deonta Foreman. You
Yeah,
know, and
I would love
be a
that.
good-
Yeah, I would love that. That's. I think you have a better shot of. You're hoping for touchdowns with the tight ends. If you have a guy who can get some opportunities, you got a better shot at a blow up game.
Yeah.
And that's what we're
Yeah.
shooting for in these. You're playing monster teams in this
Yeah.
league.
Okay.
We got good. Hey, I'm going to say this once and then never again. We got good teams in this league. Okay, you guys don't all suck at fantasy football, so you got to put up monster scores to beat these guys. If you want a championship, you got to put up monster scores. And now I'm going to go back.
I know a lot about that.
to denying-
And no, we're at the 3 seed now. Okay.
Yes.
That's your ad here. Who I've called him out. I just want to say I'm sorry. Is that John or Tom? Which one? I get him confused.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. One of you guys,
It's John.
John. Congratulations on a 3 seed. You battled hard. You don't score, but
He earned it.
you know how to win, and
You play to win the game.
that's all that matters on the Play to Win Fantasy Football podcast. And
I think
kudos to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he earned it, and looking at, you know what? I disagree. Never mind. I'm looking at his points, and he scored 50 points more than me total in the season.
Yeah, he won 9 games.
Get him out of here!
Can we get
Get him out
what
of
was
here!
what was points?
I was, you know what I was doing?
Points against on him.
Points against was 1,400, which is less than I put up this season. Get him out of here! Get him out of here!
All right, someone knock him
Least
out.
points
That's-
again.
Well,
You know what I was
you're-
doing? I was mixing him up with his brother again,
you shouldn't have to.
who earned his spot in the playoffs.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We'll get to him in a second. But
Thank you for being a part of
according
the
to
league,
you, according to you, it shouldn't matter because your Super Bowl pick, fantasy football pick, is successful man, and they play in the first round. So
Yeah, he's gonna knock him out
so
right here.
you're at here.
Oh, God,
Zach's
how bad is
saying
it
you're
gonna be
done,
How
son.
bad is it going to be if I don't want to talk about this.
I never said it. I apologize
Yeah.
to the guy. You just kept
Yep.
ripping on him.
Yep.
But,
I'm angry because I suck at fantasy football. This is what
Yeah.
this game does to us.
you just keep putting it together for us, though, Kamish. You do a good
Yep,
job on
yep,
that.
Yep.
But
I'm gonna
let's
start
move into the
taking my
next
stipend.
team. Heimtime is our 2 seed. Heimtime, you've got me. I'm supporting you, and I'm in the playoffs. All right.
Yep.
You're
kind of. I think Heimtime might be like that Rudy underdog story that we
Yeah.
want to go for.
You want-
First round bye.
first round bye. Let me look at his schedule. You keep going. I want to.
Well, I want to talk about while you're looking that up. I want to talk about the absolute damage that has happened to Heimtime's team, running down into the playoffs. Tyreek Hill went down last week. Isaiah Pacheco's questionable this week. Jonathan Taylor doubtful to come this week. Christian Kirk's on IR. Tank Dell's on IR. You sustained the Joshua Palmer injury, and I was watching him this year. He was great when he was playing.
Yeah.
Joshua Palmer, Tank Dell, I said. Josh Dobbs, Zay Jones went down. Josh Dobbs is not the starter this week, is he?
No.
It's like half your team is gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good luck. I hope for the best. I
think
suppose.
that I'm less worried about Tyreek Hill. I think that it's evident that team is not the same without him, and seeing him come back in the game and perform was encouraging. So hopefully.
Oh, I didn't even know he did that.
Yeah,
So
he
he
came
wasn't out
back.
for the full game. Okay.
Well, yeah, I think he's still battling an injury.
Sure.
So we'll see
Yeah.
exactly what that
I'll have
entails.
to pull
but
up Hard Knocks this week.
yeah, exactly. Hard Knocks. Anyone? Let us know down below if you're on Hard Knocks in season following the Dolphins. But anyways, Heimtime has won his last 6 games,
Wow.
and if anything, that deserves some kudos.
Yep. Hit the button
And
if you can find it. Hey. Whoa.
I even give him an air horn.
That was a little much.
Heimtime, I'd love to
hyped.
see you in the championship, buddy. And he beat the brakes off me in the first. He beat me by like 50 points. So I kind of want some revenge. But kudos to you, sir.
yeah.
Great.
And then
run.
we're moving on to.
Wait. the number 1 seed.
We don't need to talk about.
You got to
that.
give some
We
love
don't
to the
need
number
talk
1
about that.
seed.
We don't need to talk. about
I'm
that.
gonna take a second, and this team has scored the most points, over 1,700 points, outscored many of the bottom tier teams by 300-400 points, just straight dominated, and that is
Who is it?
Pearson Specter Lit LLC, baby.
Oh, that's
the
your
number 1
team.
seed
I didn't even
in
know.
the tournament.
No.
That's me.
Oh my gosh.
And all of you, not all of you. Sorry, this guy
what?
is conspired against me, asking you to give him players to
No.
take me out,
We're
and I'm taking the trophy again.
deleting his team right now.
I'm taking the trophy. You know what? That's for me.
Oh my God.
That's for me.
You guys, okay. If I have to sit here next year and with a little trophy right here with his name on it and pictures of me in Bears face paint all across the room,
Yeah,
I don't know if I can handle that.
yeah.
I don't know if I can handle any of this. I don't know if I've mentioned, but I'm broken inside.
It's going down, and I'm
Fantasy football is not a good thing.
just get ready because it's happening. I'm taking the trophy this year
Ugh.
2 times. I'm gonna be the 2-time champ,
Ugh.
and you guys are gonna have to deal with it. All right.
Oh my God, it hurts.
So, anyways, that's enough about the best team in the league right now. I'm gonna relax this week. I have a bye. Let's just get through it, okay?
You know what happens to teams with bye weeks, though?
They
you
get
know,
hurt.
you know what? You're gonna get hurt next week.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. Let's. We talked about these teams. We're gonna just quickly go through the matchups
Yes,
and pick out a couple players.
absolutely.
And matchup 1 was number 6, Successful Man, versus number 3, Your Ad Here. So since you have your Super Bowl champ, fantasy football champ pick in this, tell us who you like from Successful Man this week.
You know, he's got this guy. He's gotten his flex 2 spot. You know, real prototypical. You know, tough man running back. Get it done. Just inefficient, but 25 attempts last week.
Yeah.
James, the man Connor.
Yeah.
Just I okay. If I'm gonna all right, I'm gonna let you in on a little inside baseball here, or inside football as it may be. I was instrumental in this James Conner trade happening. Josh came to me.
Here
He
we
said,
go.
James Conner, and I said, oh my God, best player in the league. He's gonna win you a championship. That was 1 week before he got hurt.
We are going to find out if that was actually said.
I am terrified of how Josh is going to react if he gets knocked out because of a poor James Conner performance. I am going to lose a brother over this.
And who? Let me just recap. Who was given up for him? Was it Brandon Ayuk?
Okay, but let's look. Okay, is Brandon Ayuk? Well, he is. He's definitely in the starting lineup
He's
if he's
balling.
there. But look. He's got Amon-Ra. I'm really. Just let me have this one, please. I've got nothing else. He's got Amon-Ra. He's got Mike Evans, and he's got Justin Jefferson. I think that is terrifying. Okay, if I'm up against that, I'm scared. Okay, like you brought up earlier, I'm not scared of Javonte Williams or Zach Moss necessarily, though Zach Moss can put up a 30 bomb.
He could.
But yeah,
Here's the thing.
Stand by that advice. I would
when-
give that advice to this day.
Especially when you get into the playoffs, you have to really look at matchups. And I don't love James Conner against the San Francisco
That's true.
49ers.
That's true.
If you look at James Conner's last 4 weeks, they were trash. Besides one. He's got volume, but nothing's screaming to me that it's going to be the week where he redeems himself here. The Niners haven't clinched the number 1 seed. They haven't clinched a bye. They got to keep winning. And part of that is shutting down James Conner, this
Yeah.
week. So
That's scary.
okay, that's your guy. In this matchup, I'm looking at where is he?
I know.
I like Kyron Williams. I think the matchup's favorable against Washington. If you look at Kyron Williams, last 3 games,
No.
averaging over 20,
You're gonna compare.
averaging 20 carries, over 115 yards, 6 targets. What do you want to talk about?
Are you attempting to compare Kyron Williams to James Conner?
Yes. What's so far-fetched about that?
I just think that's an absurd. Why don't we compare Amon-Ra St. Brown
in
to
a
Chris
more,
Olave?
in a more favorable matchup.
Yeah, you want Amon-Ra or
No,
Chris Olave?
I want Kyron Williams this week.
Yeah,
we're
I
talking
think
about
that's
this week.
I think that's an
Zach, it's win or
unfair
go home.
comparison.
It's win or go home in the playoffs.
That's
All right.
I hear you, but
And
I don't know, man.
And I'm taking CeeDee Lamb over any one of his receivers.
Oh, I would, 100%.
Are we disagreeing there?
No, but you're picking and choosing. You're taking the top guy against the worst guy.
I never said the worst guy. I said any of his guys.
Well, that's CeeDee Lamb. I'm talking Kyron. All right. Well,
Kyron
I'm
tell
giving
me
up
down
on
in
this
the
one.
chat. Am I crazy? Is Kyron Williams?
Let him know that he is crazy to say Kyron Williams is comparable to James Conner and ignore the top 2 running backs there.
All right, you guys do your research, compare, and let us know. There's a reason why I'm the number 1 seed and he's in the toilet bowl. All right?
This is becoming belligerent, and I don't like it.
Fair enough. Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on to
thank
matchup
God.
number 2.
Oh, thank God.
Tyson Chicken versus
Yeah.
Super Youper.
Yeah.
Zach, we already talked about how you said Tyson Chicken's team was imploding.
Yeah.
if
I
there
stand
was-
by that as well.
if
I'm
there was-
definitely I'm one I'm batting 1,000 here.
Is there anyone from his team that you think, well,
Yeah, let me look.
I'm going to go David Njoku.
No, get these tight
That
ends
was
out
a-
of my league.
That was a
No,
joke. That was a joke.
but for real, I brought this up earlier. I am a little worried about his team. I am a little worried about
yeah,
Austin Eckler. I'm a little worried about Garrett Wilson
I-
being your wide receiver 1.
Sam, I hope you prove me wrong, but
yeah.
I'm picking Super Youper in this matchup.
And it's a tough beat. Like those guys at the
And
beginning
look
of the
at
year.
projections.
Yeah.
He's Sam's favorite
50-50.
according to
I mean,
ESPN. So
yeah.
prove us wrong, Sam.
Yep, absolutely.
One thing that we need to highlight,
We're on Super Youper's team.
and the Ezekiel Elliott
Yeah.
pickup. I don't know when Super Youper picked him up,
I will look into that.
but he must have stashed him. He must have been looking for depth at some point in the season,
Yeah.
and
He was
might have paid off.
he was at it. Wait. I'm sorry. I'm watching his whole. He was drafted 128th
Okay,
by Florid Field Chemtrails. He
he
was
bounced around. I know
Yeah.
I had him.
He was part of a trade to you on September 20th. You dropped him October 11th. Then he was added and dropped by the Swifties right around Halloween. And finally added again November 9th by Super Youper. An absolute stash of the year at this point. I mean, if he continues to play the way he has, we're in for something special, I think.
Yeah, and that's just an example.
And that's his RB2.
That's his RB2. Is
Yeah.
it just for the week or is it?
Let's go ahead and compare him to David Njoku.
He had Aaron Jones. You got to remember who
Yeah.
went down.
That's a solid lineup.
Dude, I think Super Youper can make a run. Kamara
Yep.
looks like a stud who's not going to stop.
Yep.
With Jake Browning looking like a potential starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yep.
Jamar Chase's stock is up.
Yep.
Tyler Lockett always poses a threat. TJ Hawkinson that's up in the air. But
Yeah, I'd be a little worried about depth going into the playoffs. A
Yeah.
sustained run here. You got 4 weeks to make
Yeah.
it through. I think. Is
Yeah.
it 3 weeks? It's 3 weeks.
yeah.
But if those guys stay healthy, man, I think
Yeah.
you're onto something. So
Yeah.
welcome to the league. Just remember, if you win your first year, you get kicked out of the league immediately.
It's true. It's
That's
written in the
yep,
bylaws.
Yep, I 100% told you about this.
So
And I should be clear. I'm joking. We're not doing that. This is not.
we might
that
have
kind
to
of
write it in
league.
though after this year.
Yeah,
if it
after this
happens,
year,
yeah.
if it happens.
Yeah. But there was one more.
I'm really scared people are going to think that this is like an evil league, and we're here for the lulls.
All right, let's wrap this matchup 2 up. There was one point about this whole Ezekiel Elliott
Oh.
ad that
Yeah.
we got to talk about.
Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott last week scored more points than Tony Pollard has had all season. Not total, but any week Tony Pollard has had. It feels like he scored more last week than Tony Pollard has scored ever.
I can confirm this as someone who has Tony Pollard on their team.
It's rough, man.
Tony Pollard, I still believe, and I
Sure.
know you're saving it for the playoffs, baby. The next 3 weeks, you're going to be kicking some ass. That's all I got to say.
Whoa.
Tony Pollard is gonna take me into the championship.
He is the RB10 on the year. Like
Isn't that crazy?
It's
just
not
it's been in that
what you
12 to
wanted.
15. No, it's not.
but he's not pulling a J.K. Dobbins on you.
Yes.
And for that you got to be
Yes.
grateful. Or an Alexander Madison.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes. But anyways, that's in the winners bracket. Let's
Yeah,
get to
let's
the
get
losers.
let's get to the important stuff.
Let's get over to the losers and the toilet bowl.
The potential future winners.
Whatever you got to tell yourself. I'm gonna be honest here. We have no notes written down for these teams.
No.
But I gotta go off right now, and I'm pointing my finger at Craig. Craig,
Are you happy with his performance this year?
no, but somehow he was in it at the end. Craig, if you're watching, you were one win away. You were one win away. No, you were points away. You had the same record, right? No, wait. I think it was one win away.
I don't know.
Anyways, one win away from getting into the playoffs. You didn't even set your lineup, and yet you still beat Successful Man by like 50 points. You could have won by 100.
Oh my God.
Not to mention, you never put in. You've had the number one waiver claim since week 1. You never put in a waiver claim. Put in a claim.
I'm gonna
I,
a little backstory.
forget about
for those
booting Super Youper. We're gonna boot. We're
For
gonna boot
the-
him.
for those not in our league. To be honest, it's just a big step for him to set his lineup because except this week.
He's a former champ.
He's no. He's never won it all.
Oh, he's never won
it all.
Oh,
He
okay.
got but Craig a little backstory. Craig for 2 years didn't set his lineup. Craig, I don't know if you know this. We were like, maybe Craig doesn't want to do this, and we should just let him off the hook and not bring him back to the league.
Yes.
So we asked him at Danny Chemtrails, other Dan, at his wedding. We asked Craig, "Hey man, do you want to keep doing this?" He's like, "Yeah." A year later, he found out that there was an app. He had been logging in on a computer. Hit the hello button.
That's inexcusable.
Well, that's even better.
Inexcusable.
Absolutely. He found out there was an app, and he started setting his lineup. And
Next
now,
thing you know,
all of a
and then
sudden,
he made the championship.
he was second place last year. He went from losing it all, outright disqualification for not setting a lineup,
yes,
to
It's
he
true.
won the toilet bowl one year, and then the next year he
was in the championship.
won. He got second place.
Yeah.
And now
And now I don't know. He was
I don't
in
think
it this year.
he hasn't watched the podcast. That's for sure.
No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
Craig, you are a staple of this league, and I will protect you at all costs. Don't worry about it. But set your lineup.
Let's look at the matchup real quick. Pick
Who's
out
he
a
playing
player. I think I'm gonna go Swifties on this. I like Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
And I like Saquon
Yeah.
in this. So
Yeah, it'll be an interesting
it'll be
matchup.
it's gonna be
You've
close.
got we don't have the graphic, but you've got Debo on the other side with the Syracuse Atomizers, and you got DJ Moore. Is DJ Moore? So you're as the Bears expert of the group here. Is DJ Moore getting it done still? He had
He's
that
getting it
one
done.
week. He's getting it done. Okay.
I mean, if there's one player on the Bears that's getting it done, it's DJ
Yeah.
Moore.
Where do you draft him?
He had
next
2
year?
touchdowns this week.
If
I can-
Justin Fields is still there.
Where do you draft him next year?
Yeah. If you just rough. Take him in the third,
3rd, 4th round, I would
fourth
say.
round. Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
That's fair.
Interesting to see it. Derrick Henry. He's getting it done this time of year, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
the
Derrick
RB.
Henry.
He's the RB4.
Yeah, I mean, it's
had no
Derrick
idea.
Henry. What did you think?
I
So-
don't know. I've been starting Tajay Spears all year, so I obviously didn't know what was going on,
Yeah.
man. Oh.
Anyways, I think this matchup's going to be close. I'm
Yes.
going Swifties. You're going Craig. How about
Oh,
that? Let's just
okay.
make it interesting.
You're just gonna force that on me? Yeah, Craig, I got you.
You
Win
said
it.
you got him.
Win it.
Yep.
Win
We'll
it.
see it. All right, matchup number 2 in the losers bracket. Tarf Swagmaster Juju
Yep.
versus the fluoride-filled chemtrails.
Yep.
And I haven't even looked at this one yet.
No, I do think that I think that Chemtrails has got some opportunities here. Although Cooper Kupp has been coming back strong on Tarf's side. I like the James Cook Joe Mixon in combo. I think that's a pretty solid running back room. If Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua can get it done, if it's really gonna come down to that Puka Cooper Cup dichotomy.
Yeah, I think you're right.
If it's a Cooper Cup day and Swagmaster Juju's got it,
Right.
if it's a Nacua day, I think Chemtrails has got a real good chance.
Yeah, I mean, I think that running backs are. I'm gonna lean chemtrails.
Yeah.
I'm leaning chemtrails.
Same.
Yep. I might be. Well, after we review the last losers matchup,
Yeah,
I might be leaning chemtrails to take home the toilet bowl.
that's incredibly rude.
But
I'm sitting right here.
yeah, I'm just letting you know. You have Tajay Spears as your second running back.
I thought for sure I was going to get him out of my starting lineup by the time we got
Hold on here.
playoffs. And
Hold on
he's
here.
just-
While we're here,
yeah.
we are gonna check something for the Bearskin Rugs. He put up 64 points last week. He.
Is that real?
Oh wait, yeah,
I put up 60 points last week.
64.
Well, okay, I was round.
almost 65. But yeah,
How is
Matt Gay -5 points.
Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even know that. Like, I knew I lost bad.
I think you were losing to get to get matched up with the worst team.
Well, I think
Anyways,
it's the opposite. I think.
let's move it. Let's move into the last matchup of the losers bracket.
Wait. What happened 2 weeks ago? Because you're glossing over this. We had a bye week, and Mr. Pearson Spector Lit over here doesn't want to talk about his matchup 2 weeks ago.
We can talk about it.
I beat him, and I still didn't make the playoffs. That's it. That's all
okay.
I have to say.
If you've seen him, it was for his own mental health. I was trying to help him. All right,
Get out of here, man.
it's all right.
Get out of here.
I mean, between him being the worst team in the league and Tommy DeVito leading the Giants back to beat the Packers on Sunday night or Monday night. Sorry, Monday Night Football. He's losing, and I'm worried. So, if you can give him a call this week, tell him you love him, check in on him. Okay, because
I'm gonna actually.
you want to talk about
Thank you.
imploding.
Thank you.
It's him.
Thank you. You know I'm gonna hear from my dad at 9:00 tonight. our most loyal viewer.
Thanks, Chuck.
Yeah. Can we
let's-
talk about this matchup and get it over with?
Yes.
please?
So we have in the final losers bracket the
Yeah.
two worst teams duke it out. I don't know how they got matched up, but we have the Irony Titans versus
not even
the Chicago
fair.
Bearskin
That
Rugs
is
team.
not fair to put us in the same category. Chuck has 3 wins.
And you have how many?
5.
Yeah,
It's more than 3.
it is. Good job.
He's
Right now,
projected to
he's
win.
projected to beat you.
I have to start Tajay Spears. Poor Tajay Spears, man.
Yeah.
We've been doing him dirty all night, but
Yeah.
Tajay Spears is not. Should
He had a good week last week.
Okay.
He had like 14.8.
What?
but-
He a fourth of my points.
Here's the thing. I don't love the Tua Waddle matchup this week
No.
against the Jets.
I'm gonna be honest. That stack has not worked out for me the way I expected.
Yeah, you really need Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Next year, are you still drafting McCaffrey 1, Tyreek 2, or 2?
It's gonna depend on the spot. I draft based on my spot and what I can get value wise down
Okay.
the road.
Okay.
So if I know I can't get that's the reason I took McCaffrey is I really thought real talk. I thought Garrett Wilson with Aaron Rodgers and Jalen Waddle, one of them becomes a wide receiver 1 this year, at least. And then I've got McCaffrey to fill my running back spot. I can pick up a bunch of cheap running backs, Madison, J.K. Dobbins, see who hits.
Neither.
Well, yeah, but J.K. I'm gonna live on the fact that J.K. Dobbins looked good for like 5 minutes of his first week and go and count that as a win because if he had been here all season, I'd be in the championship.
I think it's time
short
Baltimore
weeks.
moves on from
He's just gotten
everyone
hurt
in
too
that
much.
backfield.
I think it's time they fix their field because that's been blamed for a lot of these.
We should look into that. Let's do a
knee and
scientific
ankle
dive into
injuries.
that next year.
Yeah.
But anyways,
So who's your pick?
I'm looking at this, and
Who's your pick?
I'm making it.
You make the right choice, man. I can walk off of this podcast right now.
I am gonna go. I project McCaffrey to have a field day.
Yeah. He's going to have all of Brock Purdy's points. Of course, that means that Brock Purdy's going to I think I got countered here with the Brock Purdy.
I'm going to go
This is the biggest decision of your night, isn't it?
Yeah, the worst two teams. But I feel like this is important. Just for your own sanity,
Yeah.
I'm going to go Chuck. Irony Titans for the win, baby. You're backed by the number 1 team in the league. Get this job done.
Well, all right. You want a real shocker?
Let's get it.
I'm also going Chuck. So listen up,
Is
Irony
that negated?
Titans.
Is that a double?
It's a
cross out?
Yep. Cancel out. Okay, you got no shot. Okay, and I will expect my congratulatory pizza. No, I better not tell him that. He'll do it. No pizza, please, unless you want.
Make the bet. Give him a text. Anyways,
I just can't compete. I mean, except for DeAndre Swift, Christian McCaffrey, he wins every single line of this roster. I just want to lay this out. It's Devon Achane, Jalen Warren against Tajay Spears. You got Jerry Jeudy against Jalen Waddle. I guess could be either way.
That's you, right?
Maybe. But he's got Diggs against Josh Downs. So Achane against Watson. And Isaiah Likely against Trey McBride.
I hope you win.
I am done for, man.
I hope you win. So, anyways, like I said, please check on the kid throughout the week. And we'll come back at you next week for an update. And
Well, you will. I don't know about me.
yeah, I might just be a solo show. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Oh, I got
give us a like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on the Play to Win Fantasy Football Podcast.
See you later.
This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports. You play to win.